Think you're done?
I ain't done.
What's it?
I ain't got to the part yet. You got it working?
Sure, she about to send another
Okay.
link.
All right. And hey, you guys, I hope everybody's back. Can y'all post on GroupMe and let them know that we're back online? And so y'all missed some good stuff, but we're gonna complete it, and then you're gonna be able to get some of the other things. But I actually allowed it to be so because I refused to give all money at one time. And when 3 months later, I sold the house, I made exactly $1,400 off that house. So that was my plan. I had everything else taken care of, but it was my plan to use outside money to get that back on. And that was through my econ that I was doing mortgaging, you see. And so when I did the $1,400, I actually called the gas company. Do y'all know it didn't take but like $800? I kept saying, well, what was the other six for? So I still had some change left. God is good, ain't he? So the things, this powwow I'm saying, if I hadn't had the cash flow strategist in place, I was looking at numbers and a budget, where we were going, and I had it plastered on my wall. $1,400 gas bill was not in the plan. And I felt better than crying and falling out. Matter of fact, I didn't even go to the altar, nor did I call anybody else at church. And I probably could have called my good friends and came up with it. But I had a plan. And because I had this plan in place, I felt safe to make those decisions. Okay, does that make sense? So this is the urgency of putting y'all's plans in place, because any little thing could come up that you need to know, does it fit? You know, even in your business, if you have a business plan, you'll know whether or not it fit. For instance, people see you working. How many of y'all have had offers already from other networking companies because they see you working with this one?
Insurance rate came in asking me about doing insurance. She said I could do that and my plan at the same time.
Okay, so when they see you working something else, they're gonna come in, right? But if you got a business plan for my econ, you can know better. You're the one supposed to know whether it fit or not. So I've had all kind of offers, but I had my business plan written out, so I know where I was trying to go and how much time it was gonna take for me to get there, right? All the rest of them didn't fit. So no matter how they keep knocking on the door, bringing me CDs, asking me to do this and asking me to do that, the answer was no, confidently, because of the plan. Okay, so this is why we encourage you to go and make your schedule. Okay, you need to know what is your schedule. You are not going to be successful in any business if it's popcorn. If it's popcorn scheduling, you know, oh, I can jump on this. Oh, maybe I can do this, or maybe I'll try. We talked about the words. If you got a plan, y'all, like my goal every day is to start working by 10. What I mean is I'm actually at the desk by 10. Y'all will see me working at 6:30, you know, off my phone. I'm actually laying down in the bed at that point, doing stuff with the phone. I love these new phones. You get a lot done. I can even make flyers on my phone. So I'll be doing that way. By that time I can get up, I get a chance to say some prayers, call Sister Yarbrough. Lou, we get our little talk in. I'm good. I'm dressed now, girl. I'm dressed. I'm ready to be at the desk. So I'm at the desk. That's my plan. So y'all need to get y'all plan, because you got 8 hours that y'all got your jobs. So you need to figure out, like she was talking about, watching the videos. That's part of your work. Even if you're not on the phone with us, that's part of your job. And I want to get away from job, because job is bondage. Job is not wealth. Business is. So you got a business. As a business owner, part of your growth, if it wasn't nothing but an hour to listen to a video or 30 minutes, you should have that schedule. You see what I'm saying? So you work 8 hours a day, but you got through with your dinner, you know, you do that kind of stuff. That's why we have phone calls at 8:30 and 9 at night, things of that nature. At that time, on your, okay, first of all, you write in your call on Monday nights, right? Because that's 1 hour. And then you turn around and you need to schedule your for the month. You know, we got the 4-hour training on 4 Saturdays every month. Okay. Those are your hours. Yes. It's still not on. Oh, okay. Okay. You want to open the curtain over here? I'm not dark skinned, everybody. Is that better? You can twist it up. Just twist it. Do that one. Oh.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And I forget about turning this one. Excuse me, guys.
There we go.
I have a bulb in here. Is that working? Okay. Yes. It needs a bulb in it. Okay, can you see me better now? Okay, so where was I? Okay, is that better? Okay. Oh, I feel like a celebrity. Hi everyone. Okay, that's much better.
It might get a little hot.
We've got all. We're experimenting, but we're going to get better at this. Okay, we're going to be very much better. Matter of fact, we're going to have our own studio. Yay! So we're going to be around. We're going to be like Susie Orman and the rest of them. So we'll all just be able to go in and have our little conversation. This is funny. And y'all think this something, but this makes me uncomfortable. I like just talking. So anyway, where was I? So the plan, having a plan in place is actually what helps. And that's what we're going to do. So you guys, we have fumbled around here until finally we're going to get some more work done. Are you guys okay now? Those that are in the living room, are y'all okay? How we laid the foundation? We got some more time? All right, now we're going to do some work. Because what we had to deal with, for those of you who were not with us, we had to lay a foundation. It's been a very long foundation that we've laid. But we've talked about a lot of things that will help our mindset, in particularly what we say. We talked about talking about saying things like can't and trying. In adjacent to priority, if you use those words, then your business is not really a priority in your lifestyle. We also interjected the fact that if it's not a part of your lifestyle, then legally you shouldn't be taking deductions because your business is not a part of your lifestyle. And that would be considered a hobby or a thought or an idea. Every time you think about it, maybe you hear from us, you might do something. So we wouldn't tell IRS that, but that's what it comes down to. And that's going to be a personal, personal conviction. So we talked about having 1 to 3 hours, being able to schedule those 1 to 3 hours. We have talked about having a second job as opposed to working the same hours and working our business. If you're going to get a second job, you might as well put the same 8 hours into a your home-based business and build up income from that, which will help you lower your taxes and everything. Any other important thing? We talked about rejection, being able to get past rejection and knowing that rejection sometimes start right in your household and then abroad. So we have to outlive the rejection. The good thing about rejection that I got was a revelation that keeps me going is the fact that Jesus was rejected and it motivated him to move to purpose. So at this point, I've matured. So when I'm rejected, I'm motivated. So we're just encouraging everybody else that when anyone tells you no or calls your business a fraud or what you're doing is not anything, that you move to the point to where that motivates you to your real purpose. So today, our cash flow strategist and planning is about getting to asset accumulation so that we can have a healthy retirement, which is in our mission statement. Our mission statement talks about helping everybody create a comfortable lifestyle, dealing with our funds, our money during our working years, so that we can simultaneously invest that type of money and have a healthy retirement. So I don't care what age you are, you have got to have some plans. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some things that I found via the internet. I have them, some paperwork, and I shared it with you all on your group me that you can go and look at. But it's real important that now you take the time to plan for retirement. Okay. The first thing that about money is sharing with us, and this is all a part of our principle, if you can see, is that in order for you to plan for retirement, you have to build up your emergency fund savings account. Part of the software that we're going to put in is going to help you establish that. Okay. Now, I can't get off Miss Levin's thing. Okay. Oh Lord, where Miss Levin? Oh, she ain't got touch screen. Oh Lord. Do you have a minimum of 3 months worth of living expenses saved in a checking or savings account? Let me further explain to you that in your saving for your emergency fund, that does not include debt. Okay, it doesn't include your debt. You should be taking a look at your lights, gas, water, perhaps your vehicle expenses, like insurance and the car note if you still have it, house note if you still have it. So in the event that you are sick and you cannot go to work, if you, the job sometimes carries disability, but there's a warning with that. You have to wait.
Yeah, it's only 80%.
Only 80% of your income. That's right.
60%.
Okay. That's Tasha Perry informing us it's 80% short term and 60% long term. So that's a significant amount of money that's gone that you won't have to work with. Plus, there's a waiting period before you can even get the first check, right?
You have to use where I know at Children's I had to use all my days. And then once all your days are used up, then it kicks in.
But your 6 day
PTO.
Wow.
So you have to deplete all of those before you can even start the short term process.
Right. I knew there was some. So generally what it looks like, and we've had people like Aflac and all of this that have you get extra stuff. You need to read the fine line on whatever you're purchasing to help you out during that. But our suggestion, and just in my mind, I'm thinking it is better for me to have my emergency fund than me also spending for a whole lot more insurance too, right? I'm just saying, in the long run, it may not use that. But what Tarsha was saying is you got to deplete your PTO or your sick leave before you can even start getting that type of income. So it's so important that we look at that emergency fund. And when you get your hands on some money, our job is to use a principle. One principle that we talk about. Do y'all remember the principle we talked about in saving our money? What do we have? 10-10. Y'all remember? 10-10-5. 10-10-5.
Oh yeah. 10 to savings, 10 to tithes, and 5 to you.
That's it. That's a good job.
10 to savings, 10 to tithes, and 5 to you.
Okay, let's flip tithing and savings.
Tithing, 10 to savings, 5 to you.
Exactly. 10% tithing. Okay. And we say that again because we are a Christian-based company. Although scriptures are not written through our, like Dave Ramsey, we started, it used to be scriptures in our material. Okay. But we believe in the process of tithing and the principle of tithing. Okay, because it breaks the curse from your life, no matter what your faith is. I mean, you got people that's outside the faith that believe in the principle of the tithing and the giving. So you go from there. You got $100, you got 10% that you're going to take out. You got $90 left, you got 10% of that 90 that's going into your savings. And then whatever that $9, from that is left, you got 5% because you don't leave yourself out. So that's the process of saying, I'm not going to go to work all the time and then I don't have anything. So managing money does not mean that you can't have anything. That's not what it's for. It's so you can have. I don't know about nobody else, but you know, I get a chance to buy a little more stuff at Dillard's if I got it managed, because I like Dillard's shoes. so I'm you know, I don't want to always be a Payless. So I want to pay less for Dillard's, but I want to have the money to do that with. Okay, so that's how some people get mixed up on that. Sometimes there are delays, this is saying, in the start date of your pensions or your Social Security. So you need to be aware that if you were sitting here waiting and checking on your Social Security, which we're going to talk about, you need to do that as well, then you need to be aware that these emergency funds in place will help you. There are some people I was talking about now that really needs disability, their Social Security disability, but it hadn't kicked in. There's no indication whatsoever that it's going to even be awarded. So in that event, it's a must. I could talk on this all day because it's a must. And it comes with discipline. It just comes with discipline. And some people will say, well, I don't make enough to save. Okay, if you don't make enough, go to step 2. What is our second strategy? Business what? Income. Exactly. So if you're the person to say, I don't make enough, you need to be working your business so you can get you something to put in the emergency fund. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. However, whatever you make, you should be saving out of it. Okay. In other words, you don't have any excuse. We got the tools here for you.
Before you go on to build your emergency fund.
Okay, go ahead.
You said that we should calculate, like, you know, when we pay for insurance, lights, water, and all that, and multiply that times 3, or just, you know, what you make and multiply that times 3.
Right.
And what you pay out. Okay.
What you pay out.
Because I was under the impression that it's 3 times whatever you make.
Right. No.
3 times what you would need. Okay.
Right. Right. And that's good. No, that's good. I want y'all to talk up so they can hear you. All right. So the second thing is, the second point is telling you to, and this is planning for retirement, is make a retirement budget. Have you spent time analyzing your retirement expenses? Working through a before and after retirement budget is important. You must come up with an accurate estimate of what you spend now and what will change after retirement. Underestimated expenses is one of the biggest retirement mistakes that people can make. So we've got to go past our 30 years old. Now, I'm going to turn 31 on August 20th. I know y'all got the oil out. So we got to get past that. I'm running out of time. So you got to look at a retirement budget. And the retirement budget is going to go with the next step here. Determine your health insurance options, because part of your retirement budget is going to have to include, that's right, insurance. Because you're not going to have the job. You may be offered COBRA or retirement insurance when it's high. It's very expensive. This is a good time to explore the health insurance marketplace. Since it's in place, you need to find that information. Do your homework. Find out, in the event that you retire, will that be any of assistance to you? Being that I worked for it, I believe. What else? Okay. Yeah. Being that I work for it, I think you can get it up to 65. And they're requiring that we have Medicare, that you get Medicare and not get it. But they're also working on Medicare, closing up that gap that's in there within the next 20 years. So those of you that got 20 years left, y'all probably gonna be better off than me. Oh, hush, everybody here got 20 years left. I'm mad. I ain't got 20. But we've got to take a look at what we got going on. Shut up. For insurance. So why not do your homework now? Right? Do your Ladarian needs to do her homework now. The young people are taken for granted. So don't take your insurance and stuff for granted, y'all. This should be stuff you should be doing right now. And then it should be packaged up so you'll know, at least have some type of direction. Miss Lambert couldn't be with us. But when I tell you, walking beside Miss Lambert has been a joyous experience for me, because I watched her take our principles and her knowledge that she already know and care about for her, her husband, for them to retire. She did this. We've made trips to Little Rock. We've looked at information on the internet, called people. Stop being afraid to call and talk to the reps. Tell them what you're doing. And she writes down everything. She wrote a plan. And she even retired really earlier, because it was going to be $100 difference or something if she waited. Well, she had a plan out. So when they tell her, waiting 2 more years or 3 more years, she like looking at the numbers. She like, I'm gone now. They ain't gonna be but $100-something. But she got other things in place, so she could fly to friendly skies, and didn't even want a party. She said she didn't want the job faking.
Oh, wow.
And she said they didn't know her nothing. She didn't know them nothing. So you want to depart like that, and she's retired and in good shape. I mean, she lives a very humble life, but Miss Lambert is all right with me. She probably gonna kill me when she see this video. But so we need to look at a retirement budget, which is going to be at that point, perhaps you have paid off your house, or perhaps you're making some choices that you're healthy choices. Some people can go buy their house at retirement and be okay. I financed a lady who is absolutely marvelous. She financed her house during retirement, and she can pay for it. But her annuities and investments actually came to be more than what she was making as a school teacher. So she had plenty left. She only absorbed about 10% of her monthly income during retirement. She was sitting here crying and nervous. It was a beautiful thing for me to actually see it before me, how she didn't know, but she had it in place. And not only that, y'all, she had been married 42 years, and her husband divorced her at an old age. And she was saying, them rascals. She was saying, what am I gonna do? And I'm like, you're okay. And she couldn't believe it, but she's okay. Beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. The next one, what we talked about, your insurance options. Health insurance coverage can be expensive if you plan on retiring early. Medicare begins at 65, but on average expected to cover only about half of your total health care expenses. So on another note, while we can, that's why we are exercising. The better condition that we're in, the better off we are when we get older. So we've got all of this ties into our retirement plan, because we don't want to retire to bad knees and cancer and wheelchairs. If we can get diabetes and control and heart condition. This is why we have the daily ultimate and the coffee and the diet drinks and stuff like that. That's right. And this is why you have vacation, because y'all need to start planning vacation time. That's an investment. Some people don't have no problem with vacation. If you can't tell in this room who it is, I'm sure. But that's why you plan vacation, because we need to get away. We need our downtime with our family. Yeah, and I'm just feeling that vacation thing too. I'm probably not gonna be home for 3 or 4 months of the year, maybe increasing to 6 months. It's time. It's time.
Yes,
You work hard. You make your money. Just you and your baby. It's time for you to vacate.
You just got one child.
That's right.
Girl, you should been taking vacation.
That's all right. We're gonna get a vacation.
Girl, it's just me and my husband. We love it. We business vacation all the time to Texas.
Okay. She
We're
crazy.
going back in September.
See. The fourth step, learn how retirement income is taxed. Do you know your various sources of retirement income that will be taxed? Upcoming retirees who don't realize that some of their income may need to go toward taxes are in for an unpleasant surprise. Now, let me tell you your advantage as a My Econer. Again, we've got a great example before us, Miss Lambert. The best thing you can do is to have a business during your retirement years, because that there is some income that has to be taxed. You will need to go and search out what type of incomes that you're going to have, so you'll know that. Don't think you're going to get a Social Security check and not be taxed. Some people think just because I got a Social Security check, I don't have to file my taxes. There's a threshold in which you need to find out what that threshold is depending on your filing status. Again, it goes right back to the same thing we deal with now, not being retired. You got a threshold. If you're making a certain amount of money, you pay taxes on it. If you're making less than that threshold, it will say you don't have to file. But when you get that SSA 1099, I think it is SSA form, every year you need to check and see where you are. And if you do have to pay taxes, you're going to have annuities and investments. Hopefully by that time, you'll be getting some dividends in and things of this nature. That's going to be factored into your income. That calculation, it factors your Social Security checks and all of your annuity investments and so forth worth of income is factored into that. Okay. And then you're going to be taxed on it. The best thing to do is, because by this time you may not have any dependents, have a business. And as a business, you can offset your taxes. Same principle, because there are people who are wondering, where am I at retirement time? You know, can I do this if I'm retired? Guys, this is their advantage. It's really no different from if you were not retired. Okay. One of the things that you already also know is that you're not taxed on business income until after your expenses have been deducted. So some people with Social Security won't be taxed because they have their deductions in place, and that income is not going to mess them up at all, because you can only report what's left. If you have a loss, you have none left, right? So that's still not a problem to those who are receiving checks. Okay. Make a retirement income timeline. Have you made a retirement income timeline to show you when different sources of income will begin? So you see that? Your timeline, make a retirement income timeline. So you'll know your age, yours and your husband's. When would I be eligible for AARP? They ain't gonna let you forget no how. They're gonna put it in the mail. We started getting our things probably 2 years ahead of time. Then it suggests that you run scenarios using online retirement calculators. And you guys, you can use these. Any investment company have them on. They have them on their websites. And then this is why we have the Cashflow Strategist, because it is there. Use a Social Security calculator before you claim benefits. We have Nargi Cross, and I think Mr. Kevin Young, who is with the One More Group. If you need some assistance, I'm sure they won't mind helping you with that. But we need to know what's going on with our Social Security, and you can actually take a look at that now. And I think she said that you could go online, but I would suggest that you give her a call again, because I can't remember that information. But that's what she does. That's what her specialty is. And I don't think that she minds telling you where to go. She was at the last meeting we had. Y'all go take a look at yourself. Miss Lambert said something in one of our meetings. She was talking about the years that we work. You need to go ahead of time and make sure that they have all of your jobs in there, because they may miss a job. So now is a good time to straighten that out. Make sure they haven't missed a job and the time in frame in which you had worked and how much you got paid and all of that. Okay. Right. Read up on best retirement investments, and that's what we're going to do. And then read at least one book on retirement planning. You guys, T. Rowe Price, if you're with T. Rowe Price, they have some good planning, retirement planning material that's there. They even have a retirement planning software, but this is what our cash flow strategist actually does for us. So you have it at hand, and that's what I'm getting ready to go into now. When y'all get through writing, let me know. Any questions? Number 9, make an investment plan. So you don't, those last 3 should be a part of what you're about to get in your cash flow strategist. So y'all see how, any questions, interjections? Okay.
With that Social Security, I received something in the mail before, and they were saying something about if I retire now or have to quit for any reason, that I will at least get about $900 something a month.
Good, and it'll have your age on there. I got those, and I punched those, and I have a binder that's a financial binder for the PACEs, and I keep up with all of those in there. And I think Nargi said they stopped sending them out now.
Yeah, they have.
So you have to go online.
They have, because I used to get them. And Tarvis used to get them, but he doesn't get them anymore.
Well, I know if I received it one time, so.
I think they send them out every quarter or every something so often. 'Cause I used to I always punch them and keep them in the back of a book.
So that's about 40% of your income that you're making before retirement, right? Right. Which means if you can't make it off the 100% now, look at what's gonna happen if you got that $900 a month then. What condition will you be in? That's a necessity. That's right. I know in our mind sometimes we'll get our hands on money, y'all, because I do it. And then you got 2 people concerned about a husband and wife. And I'm thinking, I need to put that somewhere because I know the bigger picture. Sometimes it's a struggle because we also still have needs, right?
Yes.
But somewhere in our mindset, we just can't leave the future out. We have to pick one pay period that's going to be for the future, something, every bit. And I was looking at it thinking, some of the income that I get is so fast because it's cash. I was taking the other and saving it, putting a plan to it, and I wasn't putting it to that. And it hit me like, wow, I could have had a V8 moment. Like, oh no, I need to take this one too. So the more I could put back, the better we're going to be. So you just have to start thinking in that. I know sometimes in our mind it's like, but we just need this. That helps us justify for spending, right? Because did I hit home? Was that the Holy Ghost? I know that's personal experience. I just need those shoes, but I'm not barefoot. So I need to take that $25 and invest it, or put it in my emergency fund. That's how our mindset changes. If we stop making the justifications for the right now quick fixes. Alvin has said something one time about when we were in Atlanta last year during August, and we were at a meeting, and he said all of your quick fixes and temporary and fulfillment is going to leave you broke.
Yeah, I believe that.
I was like, wow, oh Lord, oh my gosh, he's right, because in the end, we're going to be crying again. Like, I tried, but got to start now. Got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So let's go to the cash flow strategist. Somebody say, yay.
Yeah.
We finally go into it.
Yeah.
All right. So now, will this make you all more apt to go into that strategist and get to working on it? Now you see why. You did yours already? Okay, good. You want to?
I don't know if I
did it properly?
but it's
Mm-hmm.
on there.
Okay. Y'all, Miss Lambert is moving faster now. Look at her. I turned around and talked to y'all because I just knew it was going to have to wait a minute. How are you all doing out there on GroupMe? Those of you that are watching live, talk to us by GroupMe. Okay, here we are. Can you all see how we got into the back office? We logged into our back office. Okay. And you'll be on BMC Home. Once you leave BMC Home, you'll see across the top your tabs, and one will have tools in it. The first line will be Cashflow Strategist. And again, those in the living room heard this when you guys were not able to watch. But if you haven't done the Cashflow Strategist, you are not a true Icon, because this is where it is. You gotta, okay, somebody here gotta need this sheet. Miss Latoya, you can lay hands on Lachey. She said, go get the all. She
Lachey, you haven't done your cash flow
Yes.
strategy.
But I'm gonna stop that.
mess with. But this is what we are hoping that hoping may be a word we don't say either, because we need to be doing. Every associate, whether you have been in here 1 month, 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, or 1 day, your assignment is to get this cash flow strategist completed. No excuses will be accepted. However, if you don't have it completed and you missed all that good mentality talk we had, or the psychology talk we had to change our mindset, you plan to fail. And so if you plan to fail, you continue to make excuses about you not sitting down at the computer and getting it done. It's a must. So set aside your time to get that done. Okay, now, the cash flow strategist is important to us for our future planning. The first thing that you do when you go to it is that you must open it up, open your file, and name your file. So it's your individual choice. If you're married, if you want to do one for you and one of your husband, or if you want to do it together, that's your choice. So today's scenario, why don't we try doing it as a couple? Would that be okay?
Mhm.
Y'all, let's do it as a couple. Okay. Imaginary couple, where we speaking things that be not as though they were. But probably if you're single and you get this done, you'll know who you want to be coupled with. Matter of fact, this might be a tool you can do. She falling over. Yeah, this will help y'all. Tell you, this help you in a whole lot of ways. Yes, sir. And if you get real good at it, the other one you sit down and say, well, let me do this strategist on you. If it coming up negative, you might need to hold off that ring. Matter of fact, you might need to stay on the market. So I'm just saying, just trying to help us. We already, us married people, we already in there. So we just got to work with what we got.
We do a strategy on them and they come up in the negative, it's too late.
Yeah, it's too late now. We got to just help everybody get on one accord. All right. So it's important. The first bullet, or the first part of the cash flow strategist, is talking about financial goals. We were on the phone Monday night talking about how important goal setting is.
Yes.
Can anybody share with me at least one? And those of you that are on GroupMe watching live, why don't you put this out there on GroupMe as well? What's one of the tips or nuggets you got from the goal setting?
Write your plan.
Write your
Be
plan.
specific at least once a day.
Oh.
Twice a day.
Twice a day.
Oh, y'all, that is good. I got to tell Leon, he did a really good job if y'all got that. Okay, so write the plan, read it at least twice a day. Be specific.
Be specific.
Be specific. So, and there was one thing he said in the middle of that was it comes with a price tag. Do y'all remember that? Sacrifice. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. Comes with a sacrifice. So in this first section of the cash flow strategist, this is part of your goal setting, your personal financial goal setting. In this example, this couple put number one priority was to increase their income. That may not be yours, but we found a couple that's struggling. Maybe don't make about $25,000, $30,000 a year. They got a full family. They really need to make some more income. So this was number one. Number two, they chose to reduce their taxes. Once they do that, they choosing to buy a home. 4, they want to make a major purchase, like purchase a car. And 5, they want to pay off all their debt. Really doesn't matter what order you put them in, because it's an individual matter. So it's going to be what's important to you. Now let's go to section 2. And the reason we did the retirement planning information up front, because this section, I think, is one of the most powerful part. I like it that it's first, because it needs to be first. We're going to set our retirement freedom goal. Remember, we talked about the information told us those last 3 was about retirement planning and get some software. You guys, we got it. Okay. Your retirement goal on line 1. What's the least amount of monthly income you desire at retirement? Now, stating it like that, what does that question mean? What do we factor into that we've already talked about, or not factor into it? What's the least amount of monthly income you desire at retirement? What do you factor into that question in order to come up with your number, or not factor into it?
Factor what you used to get. The money, what you have to pay a month.
Okay. So thinking about retirement, at that point, hopefully your what will be paid off.
Mortgage,
Everything.
house,
Right.
car,
Right. Our debts.
debt.
Right. This is what the strategist is going to help us with, because we should be thinking debt free. So our goal now is whatever we purchase, because you might still have to purchase things and don't have the cash, but you go make the debt, right? You have this cash flow strategist that you should be revisiting all of the time, because you can put that information you'll see down here. You can put that in your debt elimination software and then get a plan to pay it right on off. And at some point, you might want to level yourself and say, I'm getting ready to retire, so I want all of this paid off. And all I will need a month to live by is this amount. So this couple, we say $3,000, because we're also factoring in our geographical. What'd you say?
I didn't know what you was going. I said insurance.
Insurance. Okay. Well, that may be in there. Okay. Geographical scope.
Where you gonna live?
Exactly. Where I'm living. I'm thinking about moving to Florida.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna have to have $5,000, $10,000 a month, because I'm gonna go back to Florida. I'm gonna retire, find my house out there. I got to go. But this couple is gonna stay in Southeast Arkansas.
Apparently $3,000.
But everything is paid for. And that's not mentioning we haven't gone to balance an income sheet, because you should have some type of assets that are liquidable, that and an emergency fund at this point at retirement. So these are the things we're going to put in place that if you needed to, we can go sell a cow. Or I go sell some iron or whatever I got that's a liquidable asset. All right, so this couple got $3,000. Number 2, what year at the latest do you plan to retire? This couple is 2030. So this is based upon what? How are you going to find this year? Based upon your what?
The age you want to be.
Right. It's based upon your age. Exactly. So you're 2015 now, and you're 50 years old. And if I want to retire in 7 years, I need to put 2020 right there. But this couple has some more years on it, so they got 2023, 2030. All right. Number 3, how much of your monthly retirement income do you expect to receive from Social Security and company paid pension plans? We were kind of modest. Social Security, some people in interviewing, we found that they would get up to about $1,500 a month. Sometimes they use the number 800, like she used 900. but I know it's possible $1,500. So this scenario is going off of $1,500 a month in Social Security. This does not include your 401k, 403b, or any other investments on this line. This is simply if you have a company pension plan, which they are few and far between, and if you have worked long enough to get any type of Social Security. Y'all be careful, because if you haven't worked long, your check probably won't be but $110 or 70 or 80. I went out in the field for insurance, and I actually found a couple that was only getting $300 a month from Social Security. He had been a preacher all of his life. She had done that work for people in their homes.
Privacy.
There you go, private sitting, where they paid her over the table. And see, these things you need to take a look at, because if there's any way you can pay in Social Security on what you're getting, like even in self-employment, since I started making more money, I'm going to look into paying in Social Security off of my money so I can have something, perhaps. I don't know. If I keep my investments going, I won't worry about it. Okay? But you never know. So these people had $1,500. Now we're going to go to line 4. What is the approximate value of your investment portfolio? This would include your 401ks, mutual funds, and any other IRAs that you have. So their portfolio was only $30,000 right now. How much money do you currently invest monthly in long-term savings? This couple invests nothing. How much additional monthly money can you invest in long-term savings? They told me nothing. 7, how much money do you set aside for emergency fund? We have right here that you need at least 6 months living expenses. They say nothing. Do you feel that you currently have a plan in place to accomplish these goals? Their answer was what? No. I don't have a plan. Y'all want to get some tissue, don't you?
Yes.
So here's the next part. Once we get through interviewing with that section, because our goal, we factored into the fact that these people got to get their debt paid off, and that $3,000 meant that they're going to pay that debt off. Okay, so now we go to eliminating our debt. I always suggest that you pull your credit reports, because there are some outstanding debts that you have not taken care of. To me, this goes right along with that credit report, because you may need to settle some debt. You don't want anything hidden, and that's what we try to do. Anything that's behind us, we're trying to get rid of it. We do not want to live like hustlers and vagabonds. And you'd be surprised at how many people have ignored bills, tax bills, and all this kind of stuff, and think it won't come up, especially when you're starting to get a house. If you have a tax lien, maybe they didn't come after you anymore, but it's sitting there waiting on you to have to go and get your title search done. And then you're going to, have to find it. Clear up everything. And sometimes, you guys, let me deal with your mentality. Sometimes when they come to paying bills, ain't that bad when they come find you. Because if they come and take it, at least that's one out the way. So I know I've been hit. I've been garnished before. I've been bankrupt. I ain't been through nothing that none of y'all haven't, because young and stupid and immature, ignoring it, feeling like I couldn't take care of it. And I could have. We just simply could have. Y'all agree? We just simply could have. And where there's a will, there's always a way. So if we'd have made it a priority, we wouldn't have had to go through some things. So don't be flipping out no more. So whatever you got left, put it there. These people got some credit card, they got a car, they got a mortgage, and they got a loan that they got at the credit union. Okay? And if you notice, if you need any more, you got a tab button where you can add, and you can constantly, it's going to come up, I think, with just one when you're doing it on the norm, but you can always add your debts here. Now, we talk about minimizing expenses. Okay, part of our third strategy is to help you minimize expenses. This is where you guys need to start taking a look at your bare necessities of life and seeing how you can recover from them. We have cell phone bill in here. Explore the company that you're with, your contracts, how much you're paying for your services. What services are you paying for that you do not use? My all famous example was my telephone, my house phone, because on the house phone, I had a $5 charge there, right? Now, y'all remember me telling this? I had $5 a month that was being taken out. When I found that on the bill, we had this again. I said, go ahead and look at my bill. Let me look at it. And I called them and what is this? I forgot what the service was. I just know I wasn't using it. So I asked the lady, can we please take it off? And I'd love to have some credit back. And she said, well, it's only $5. Now, y'all already know my personality. So I stayed within the realm of the Holy Ghost. I didn't cuss her, but I let her know. I'm just saying, now that your mindset, you can't have people talk to you like that, right? So I'm saying, ma'am, that's my $5. And here's the way we think about this. We think 5 times 12. 60 times 5 years. You own it? Okay, thank you. That's money I could have either bought me some pork chop, paid a debt off, paid on my car, insurance or something. Right. Whatever I wanted to do with it, it's mine. So we got to start exploring the contracts that we have with people and what we're spending. And if we can do without, do without. Same as cable vision, explore direct TV. Okay. Explore direct TV, cable vision, all the rest of them, your internet services. Begin to take a look at, what can I do that'll be less expensive? Now, I'm definitely not telling you get your internet cut off because you work an internet business. I have to plug that in there because I got some people that don't want to pay. Some people want to still do the flip phone. You're going to have to get an Android. Yeah, you have to get an Android, iPhone, smartphone. You got to get rid of them dumb phones. It won't work. And we just appreciate Michelle being delivered. And Trans Tatum too. He's probably watching. But we just have fun with it. But sometimes that's an investment. And the good part about that is that's a write-off for us. Okay, woo! We can write that off. Take a look at your car insurance. New vehicles require full coverage. Full coverage in Arkansas. I cannot speak for anywhere else, but full coverage in Arkansas. Do y'all know what that is?
Write-off.
What you have to have, but it can be a write-off. Okay. I remember it by CCL. And y'all can remember CCL. You might want to jot that down. CCL.
Collision liability.
Good job. Comprehension, collision, liability. Woo, Tracy, you learned a whole lot over these years. So the last that I checked is the only thing that's required for us in Arkansas for full coverage. Generally, we are offered what? Underinsured, uninsured, towing, even health, roadside. Okay. So by the time, go take a look. You got $5 here, $8 there, $10 here. Multiply that by 12, by 5 years, by 10 years. If it's not necessary, you can reject it. See, so mentally they give you this form, right? And they say, we need you to sign off on all of this that you're rejecting these coverage. Go explore comprehension, collision, and liability, and you will find that a lot of that covers other motorists who are driving your car, other motorists who are not in your car that hit you, and so you'll have coverage. We actually end up, by some strange reason, had some health insurance on ours when we checked the first, I don't even know how they got there. Neither one of us chose that. And we had been paying. My husband had health insurance on his job. I had free health insurance at Potlatch for the family. So I dropped that. we dropped towing for this reason. You have to pay for it anyway, and then they pay it back. But we had 2 or 3 vehicles, and he had some friends and neighbors. That in the event that something happened to our vehicle, we had a way to tow you. Again, this is personal. I am not saying it because a lot of people go in and start arguing when we're teaching it. I'm just giving you scenarios. You got to know your own situation. So we didn't need that because we had access to towing. So we wanted to save there. We lowered our deductible. Okay. We raised it. No, we raised the deductible. Right. So the monthly payment would be lower. We could do that because we have emergency fund. Plus, my husband is just anointed to go talk to them people. And they pay the deductible, whatever that means, that they pay the deductible. And we get fixed what we need to get fixed on the vehicles. So you can look at if your expenses are, if your insurance is high on that, then you can go look at playing with those things. And even roadside assistance. If you think that, you know, and I'm not sure, we used to have it with Family Shield 360. I don't think we have it anymore. Okay. But explore what you have in order for you to know what to use. Okay. Now, once y'all, this is not even bad, because that's the last part of this cash flow strategist. Mm-hmm. Take a look at your food expenses when you go to work. How much are you spending a day for lunch, for breakfast, for gas? You might want to choose the place where you get your gas from. Getting gas cards at Walmart, you know, instead of getting in a hurry, get a gas card at Walmart and save 2 or 3 cents.
Does it all the time.
Okay. All right. So now, even on your home, there are some people that can go back in now. They had purchased their homes a long time ago at a high interest rate, but if their credit is okay still and their debt to income ratio is where it should be, it's a possibility to go back in and refinance your homes at a lower interest rate, which means you pay less on the house and finish paying it off. I don't recommend those home loans where you go put all your debt into it to pay your debt off, because now you're paying for a car and credit cards for 30 years. Nope. That was old financial advice from old financial advisors. Okay. They also used to advise you go buy a house in order for you to have a tax write-off. Duh. You can only take that mortgage interest if your Schedule A is over your standard deduction amount. Okay. So we don't do that either. So those are some things, and you can look at your hairdresser, maybe your hairstylist. All of these things. Maybe no reflection on them. But if you can find one where you get the same kind of treatment for the less price, everything is about recovering what? Money. It's recovering your money. Recover your money so we can move to the point of asset accumulation. All right. Nails. Some people just started doing their own. That's one in which I won't get to. But whatever floats your boat, find the right nail shop where you can save. You know how much that's going to cost. Write that into your budget. And then a certain amount of that as grooming can be written off. You do it the right way. Okay. So these are things. That's, again, life insurance policies. Some people are over-insured. You know, they got insurance out the yang. They got cancer policies, all kind of policies that have come through. Definitely, we don't recommend that you not be covered, but we also recommend that you have knowledgeable and a plan coverage, because there is a plan that you can write to a worksheet. I'll try to find it and send it to you as to what is the insurance that you and your family need. Do you need burial, or do you have life? Will your life policy cover your burial? So why get both? I mean, that's just me. That's personal. Some people say, I feel better getting $7,000 or $10,000. Well, fine, go right ahead. I don't take my money and invest it. That's what I want to do. Every penny that I can scrape up, I want it to grow. I don't want it to go to the insurance industry. Okay? And they invest it for themselves, or the agents getting bonuses off of me. Totally. I don't mind them getting paid for their job, but I ain't do it. All right. Um, Now you save that document. You guys save and return to the list. You're going to have B. So go to B. When you go to B, you will see at the top the rate of return used in this summary. My econ actually defaulted 8% rate of return because this is a suggested rate of return on your income that makes you more money. Less than that makes you less money. You've got to know the difference between, and we're gonna get back to that training as well, your investment training on compound interest and simple interest, and knowing the fact that you just putting money into a bank account that's drawing you anywhere from 1 to 3% is not gonna make you no money for saving. So also when you call to make investments, there are some agents that will start giving you a very modest number. They'll start with 4%. When I first started to negotiate my investments after training, I didn't know all, but see, I'm not a scared cat. Y'all got to start applying this knowledge, okay? Because the only way you're going to get out there and really learn how to teach somebody, you got to stop saying I can't do it. And I got to call Clarissa. Not being a, I don't mind you calling me. You don't get empowered by calling me. Our point in my econ is to empower you and break some of that fear off your life so you can help you and your family. So, But she said, but I do so well. But see, that's how everybody else has done so well and took your money. I could do so well that you could pay me for coming to talk to me. I charge $50 an hour. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So our job is to get you and teach your children even, and it breaks the fear of you handling your own economy. So I remember the first time I called, I'm talking to him about me setting up my account and what I had just heard the experts say, Ivy tell us. And the guy says to me, this one is going to be 4%. I said, why'd you give me 4%? I just told you 8. He said, well, you sound like you need to learn and whatever. And this is a risk. Give me risk. Of course, I ain't know it all the time. I know I haven't said it, so I trust my leader. Hey, give me risk. I want 8% or more. Let's go up here and let's do da, 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 da. So they may offer you that. But our goal is to start at 8%, which is going to give you, you got to determine what type of investor you are. And if you're a very modest investor, you just want something that's stable, then you might accept some things. But some of us going to probably have to not be afraid and go to some aggressive investing so we can catch up. Okay? Or it depends on if you're diversified. So you can go to one company and diversify your investments. Okay? When we talk about diversified, we're not talking about getting 4 or 5 different investment companies. We're talking about being able to take the funds. If you put in $30,000, you can allocate 5,000 here, 5,000 there, 5,000 over there, or whatever the amount is between different types of investment vehicles to make you money and build your portfolio from that. Mid cap, small cap companies, this kind of stuff that I've taught in our investment classes, and we'll go back over again. Okay, so that's where that's coming from. So that's going to calculate. Now, if you guys notice on B, you got all the numbers that we put in are there. And then you go to step 1. It says use the smart cash flow strategist to acquire the monthly cash flow needed to attain financial success. Step 1 is business income. Okay. So you determine, we have put in defaulted $100 in there. Every one of you should be able to produce at least $100 a month from my econ. I know y'all looking like, what? If you don't work, people, you don't get paid. So you really can't complain. You can switch all kind of networking companies if you want to. You get 40 different ones. You're looking for a quick fix, and it's impressive. People jumping all over the place, impressing you with incentives. But I can buy my own car. If I put these principles in place, I don't need to go out there and work for a networking company per se and get 1,000 people in it just to get me a car or a vacation, right? I'm by my own car now. We got a truck right before we left. Oh Jesus. It wasn't my ugly truck. But I'm just saying. I didn't have to go get 5 people in my e-car to go get a truck. So we're so impressed. If you don't work, you don't get paid. And we're constantly telling you to work. Put your business strategy together and work. People who have challenged me, who want me to show them how to do this and, oh, this one is better, and they have defected, they don't bother me because obviously their mindset, they say they got the point, but they don't have the point. You don't have the point. Because if it was, you would have hosted a home party, one-on-one, started you some flyers about your travel, got some people to buy some Daily Ultimate, all this stuff I hear, and began to generate some cash flow. Give away your cash back mall. Anything you don't understand is because you ain't read it. Because the 6-year-old can read this information. Your baby can put this stuff in the Cashflow Strategist and the Cashflow Manager. I guarantee you, because my grandbabies have done it from me. Get paid, and I write it off. That's contract work from them. Okay? So you can make at least $100 a month from my econ. Now, do you have to build up that way? Yes, you do. Because you got to get past trying, can't, maybe, prioritizing, rejection, procrastination. You got to get past all of that and put a plan together and go after it. So my first $15, I was excited she was. I ran to the beauty shop and pulled out my 15. She said, what? I went to my sister's like, wow, I got paid. It worked, man. It worked. But Miss Lambert was my first telephone customer. But she would not have known to buy a telephone service from me if I kept my freaking mouth closed. Y'all keep tripping over the small change. Who is advertising on social media?
Because I know y'all.
It's free.
Every day.
Y'all see what I'm talking about? I ain't got money to run my business. You don't need that much money. We needed money because we didn't have a lot of social media. So I put stuff in the newspaper, but I still found inexpensive ways. $15 ad, and I could be in the shopper's guide. Y'all could still put stuff in the newspaper. You know, it's an investment. And you make those little small investments. You got cable. You got online newspaper. If you get up and work it, people are going to see it. You can begin to generate it back. For now, it will be an investment. It may not be no right away money coming to you like that, but it's there. We just have to go and work. And I keep hearing this while I got all my team watching. I don't never want to hear nobody else tell me about social media getting on their nerves or group me getting on their nerves. Obviously, you're disconnected from the business. You can mute it, but you ain't got the mindset to run a business yet. Because this is the 21st century. This is what we do. It's what we do. And we got people defecting for nothing. If you would use what you already have, we got some people who already have businesses and they're struggling. I guarantee you, though, if they've taken any one of our principles, they're not struggling. So it did help them a little bit on marketing because they start talking on Facebook about it. If you talk on Facebook about anything else, you can talk on Facebook about your business. What's with all this shy stuff? And if you don't want to talk, Facebook got $5 or something you can pay and give them an ad and they'll run it for you. Google, you can go on Google and buy advertisement. You can buy a banner that'll run all across the world. So if you don't want to talk, don't talk. And really, thank God for my leadership, because you can turn around and take my stuff and copy and paste it. You ain't got to say much. Take your own information out of what I do yesterday. I talked about retirement. I saw T. Rowe Price put that little picture out there, and I'm like, that is where I was going. And I loved it. So since that's the mode I was in, I just took our concept that was right out of the book, and I try to put my words to it because I'm not fancy talker. You know, some people would say that I'm unprofessional, but I am who I am. And I choose to be this way because I don't like to be untouchable. But I can go there if I need to. I can get astute now. But I want y'all to be able to. I can't stand boring teachers and all that kind of stuff. So, but my point in this is, all I did was take that little bitty stuff that's off that front page of that flip chart. How many of y'all got your flip charts and stuff? You should be printed this stuff, and it should be in your manual and a separate binder. And then you sit down at a particular time of the day or night or noon. Remember, Kevin taught us about attraction marketing, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can even go to hootsuite.com, make one post, and it'll go out to everybody. It'll go out to all your social media that you're a part of. Okay? And there are others that one more group has shared. If you get on their group me, you'll see a lot of them sharing a lot of stuff. Okay?
I like them. That's why I be getting most of them. It fits like that.
I know, because I be on there.
Oh, I got it off of there and put my own little stuff down at the bottom of it.
So we don't talk enough. I be like putting nuggets out there, and I hear people, and then every now and then some people will chime in. I go, wow, you're reading our stuff. You're part of the team, but you're not a part. So I'm just encouraging you because this is about, again, what's in your heart for your family. So I talked all about that $100. You can do it. You can make $100. Step 2, tax withholding. This is when you have changed your W-4. So y'all need to go back and look at your check stubs to see how much money you recovered from your W-4 form. These are defaulted numbers, but I don't care if it's $15. You need to put this in your Cashflow Strategist. Okay? Y'all know how to do that, right? Go back and compare. Okay. For those of you who are watching, once you change your W-4, you should take an old W-4, take a look at your federal, take a look at your check stub, your old check stub. Look where you have federal taxes being withheld. See how much that pay period was withheld. Now compare it to your new pay period where your W-4 was submitted, and the difference is the amount of cash flow increase to you. Notice we'll say cash flow increase. All right. That cash flow increase is supposed to be targeted towards your cash flow strategist and what you're doing there. So that's why you want to put it there. Next, step 3. This family did the minimize. Remember we talked about minimizing expenses. So their recurring monthly expenses, their current payment was $868 out of the expenses they had. Their new payment, once they saw what they could save on their insurance and so forth, came to $534.16, which gave them a new cash flow of $333.84. So this is going to give you your exact amount of money when you take a look at your business and put it in here. Okay. Now on the debt elimination. All right. Remember, this is gonna be in B. I'm on Miss Lambert's laptop. Okay. So now, between the first steps, building extra income, changing your W-4, and minimizing expenses, you're in step 4. You have this couple has a total of $683.84 available for debt reduction. So our first step is going to be, when we make that recovery is going to help us pay our debts off. Go down here, since many people may not want to use all of the available cash to accelerate debt elimination. We believe you should maximize all tax deductible investment opportunities. So you can go between taking part of that money and going ahead and paying off your debt, or opening up an investment opportunity. Okay, starting at $1,000. So how do you wish to use this money? Is next. Personal use, they said 0. Emergency fund. Okay, so take that 600, whatever you got recovered from there, you start splitting off what you're going to use it for, y'all. Y'all got that? So that 683, this couple says, I want to take all of it and put it into my debt. So we're taking that and we're going to apply it to the debt. So once they take that $683, you see the balances are still there. Their current payments are there. But what happens right here on their new payments? That $683 began to be what? It was added. Okay. So literally, you're going to take that money that you have recovered and you're going to add it to your payments on your debt. This schedule shows how you can pay off the car in 15 months, the credit union in 3, JCPenney's in 2, Macy's in 9, 4. Now, keep paying your bills, budgeted, because some people don't understand that. But this is targeting one debt at a time and getting it down. Of course, if you get any money extra past that, y'all, use common sense. It's your household. You go to paying this stuff off. Because when you start seeing it, you be like, oh, yeah, I can go and pay this off. I can pay this off. And then as you do that, go back into your cash flow strategist and delete that. Keep a copy so that you will be able to have your testimony in the end on how many thousands of dollars your cash flow increased by paying off debt. Does that make sense? Because before I was taking it out and I was not making a copy. I didn't realize it. Okay.
But how would you make a copy?
You can print this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, once you get through, just print it and put it in your book. Date it. Then when you go change something, copy that. Date it. Make any notes on there. And then you'll be able to calculate how much you have actually recovered in paying off debt. Okay. Now, you had a total debt eliminated of $160,000. Total months to eliminate was 96 months, and this couple should be free in 2023. The net monthly cash flow created by debt elimination was $1,311. The available net monthly cash flow now is $1,994.84. So in other words, all the bills that they were paying when they take those current payment here came to $1,300. Now they paid everything off. And they added that $680 some dollars. They got $1,900. That's money now. Guess what? That we can do what with? There you go. Invest. That's where you want to go. So
go to vacation.
Well, we want you to invest.
Yeah, I know.
So if you got that $1,994, you make sure your investments are in place. You can take a certain amount. Again, it's your personal thing. Hey, if you got ways that you can get $6,000, $5,000 a year and pour it all in there at one time, you do what you got to do. Okay. So now our projected investment value is 8% annual rate of return. Your existing portfolio, remember we started off in the beginning, they had $30,000. Okay. They are to be debt free in 2023 with 8% rate of return. They should have at least $56,000 in there. Their existing monthly investments, they didn't have any. The total, well, let's go to first line, was 30. Now, they have added this amount of money at 8% rate of return. They increased their cash flow already by 2023. Okay, because they took that whole 1994 and it's showing that they have been investing that at 8% rate of return for that many years. What, 15, a little more than, less than 15 years. That's 8 years, wasn't it? In 8 years. Okay. Now, if you continue on up to 2028, you will see over at line E, with them continuously investing that same amount of money, their monthly investment post debt elimination is $146,000 or more. And their complete projection after they have taken care of everything they need is over $200,000.
$200,000.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Right. You are financially free. So this is where you're trying to go to, people. You're trying to get to this point. Once you see down there, 2053, well, somewhere up in there in 2043, they became millionaires. But hopefully by this point, you are constantly increasing your investment portfolio, because you should have more than that. As things change, you should go back to your cash flow strategist. Like, I've got to go get the value of my cows and put them in there. You know, we're going to look at the balance and income sheet. If you got some more valuable things that are liquidable assets and so forth, you got to go take a look at these things and put them into your cash flow strategist, and it will show you where you're going to be. So you'll be able to set your opportunity to become a millionaire and work towards it. Does that make sense, y'all? Now, we're going to save and return to the list. Let's go to C. Okay. Okay. So now, voila. All of your plans, look right here. Net monthly dollar, look at number 9. When they got through calculating the year that you wanted to retire, let's go back up here. The freedom goal was $3,000. Number 2, the projected monthly, that was from your Social Security, was $1,500, right? So line 3 is saying you're $1,500 away from your goal on line 3. That's okay. Now on line 4, your total assets needed to provide desired monthly income goal at 8% rate of return is going to be $225,000. So what's that saying?
That's how much you need every time and save up to get the 3,000.
Good job, Tarsha. Woo-hoo. That's how much you need. All right. Now we're going to take further look at number 5. Your projected value of assets owned today was $30,000. So this person, these people are $99,207.64 away from 225. You got it? You're looking at your own so you can see it, right? You're seeing how it's working. So that's showing you where you need to go. Projected net value of assets needed to provide monthly income goal. Now you got a little over $125,000 this couple needs. Right? Okay, now monthly amount needed for investments to build retirement freedom goal is $363.52. When I looked at how I was like, wow, I don't need that much. I don't need to do that much, because I actually saw, matter of fact, the first time I did it, I looked at it and I saw that my future was okay. Because when I took a look at everything Jerome has and everything I had for my job, I had it. You know what the problem was? It wasn't my future. It was what? It was my present. I wasn't having no money right now. That means I had to go back and take a look at my budget and my debt. Why were we so tight? Why I can't afford to go on vacation? Why I can't buy food? Why I can't keep the insurance paid on the car on time? So that meant, okay, we had all this in place. We got good Social Security laid up. I got some investments. I got some retirement from a job and all this kind of stuff for my future. Ooh, I got to take a look at what we're doing now. We're wasting. And I found out that I was wasting about $1,800 a month. That was crazy. Y'all, I could even be garnished and had a garnishment that came. I didn't miss a beat. And then I realized, what? We're making all this money on a monthly basis. This garnishment didn't even hurt us. I ain't missed nothing. So that said to me, I need to take better care of right now, and then take some of that. We've been hollering about, we can't do this and we can't do that. I'm going to start doing stuff, vacationing and saving and investing, because that's crazy. I had the money. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So somebody going to do this. Somebody look at this and they say, I'm good. You know how people are. We still have obnoxious Mike Connors that don't, think that the meeting is necessary, the training. But I promise you, if you don't have it written down to the T, you probably something in there could click to you, or you could be better. That's why we don't just market on ground zero to folk that we think ain't got no jobs, because we're looking at people who think they got it going on, and who some of them do have some decent stuff, but they got a mindset to do better, or even to help other people do better. What good is it for you and your folk to have things in place and you don't offer a vehicle to somebody else, right? So you run into people like, we're people helping people. We don't mind. We want our family and our friends helped. So if you could adapt that type of heart, then you can show them this is a vehicle to help you, because otherwise they're going to keep borrowing your money. I want them out of my pocket. I work hard for mine. I need to teach them how to get theirs. Okay? And the rest of it, you guys, is the same thing you saw before. It's going to be your investment portfolio and how your debt is going to be released. So do y'all see now? A true Maiconer goes in and take care of their, this is the meat of your personal financial success.
Yeah.
If you can't get this, you can't get nothing. You really can't get the picture, because this is what causes us to get up and talk with conviction. Things are happening. This has to be applied knowledge. One other thing, and I'm gonna leave y'all okay? Y'all okay? Yeah. Okay. One other thing. Let's go to the balance of income sheet, because you guys need to be there too. So I've got to figure out how to get out of back over here on Miss Lambert's computer. I might have to back out all the way there. Let's see. Okay, good. I did good.
Ooh, I got all zeros in mine.
Okay. You guys should also complete the balance and income sheet.
Okay.
Mentally, all I can do is share with you all what helped me, because one of the things, the reason I'm on the journey is because I saw where the enemy got into my finances to mess up my whole life, and I see where it does for a lot of people. Just sitting down thinking you ain't worth nothing. You don't have nothing. We say stuff like, I'm broke. You're not even broke. You got a penny. You ain't broke. If you can go to the penny jar, you're not broke. You might be broken, but you ain't broke. If you got a dime, you know, we say, I'm down to my last dime. That's enough to turn into $100,000 is a dime. I promise you, with wisdom, you can turn that dime over. Y'all saying, how are we going to do that? I said with wisdom. I come by way of the Holy Ghost. But you can literally change your mindset when you get that balance and income sheet, because you learn what's valuable in your life. You know what you got. Every wealthy person has a balance and income sheet. Are y'all wealthy?
Not yet.
Yes.
Thank you. Are you wealthy?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Elvis said thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you. Yes, we are wealthy. We actually wealthy, defined by the dictionary, is goods and services and so forth. But wealth defined biblically, we have more than enough.
Yes.
And this is where Ivy goes with our wealth. Strategy, mentality, geography, geographically, mindset. Yes, I'm wealthy. I'm in my wealthy place. You got your wealthy place. I got my wealthy place. I feel like I'm retired already. It's hard for me to say. All I can say is business. I'm definitely not gonna say job. I'm retired. I'm retired doing what I want to do, living in my wealthy place. Yay! I might need to write a song on that one. So we've got to get our balance and income sheet going. Okay? Because no more guessing games about what we have. Let's take a look at what this sheet does. Okay. Of course, you name it, but here's what you need to do. Okay. You got to begin to explore your cash equivalents. What does cash equivalents mean, you guys? What is the root word of equivalent? Equal. Yay.
Equal.
So let's just say accounts that are equal to cash. Can we say that? I'm making up my own definition right now. But cash equivalents are you might could take these things and cash them in. Okay. On most RA or money market accounts, you can have them deposited directly into your checking account. So you go and explore what's in your checking account, what's in your savings. Look at your money market accounts, your money market funds, certificates of deposit or CD, your U.S. Treasury bills, your cash value of life insurance. I think whole life is the one. If you've been had it a while, you may have a cash value to it. So you want to enter that information there. Then you go down to the type of investments that you have. Stocks, bonds, mutual fund investments, you guys, because there's a difference between that and that money market account. I'm gonna let y'all do your homework on that and give that to me. What is the difference? Let me give you three. And this is also for those of you who are watching this by live stream and will watch it later as it's recorded. Find the difference between money market accounts, money market fund accounts, mutual fund investments. I'm going to say that again. That's money market accounts, money market funds accounts, and mutual fund investments. I'll give you a website. One website that you can go to is investopedia.com and go study that. And you could begin to share it on GroupMe. And we'll get some shared information on the phone. Okay. So you got investments, stocks, bonds, mutual fund investments, partnership interest, I think it's supposed to be partnership interest, and my econ business. So notice we have my econ down here as a what? Listed on what? An investment. So you got to flip your mentality and know that what you're doing in my econ is an investment. And you've got things that go with it. Your $29.95 a month is an investment to you. Maybe you pay $5 a month for the monthly training. That's an investment to you. That's going to give you a return if you work it right. We've got a whole sheet to show you that. Not today. You can go find it. What other things with my econ would be an investment? Maybe your advertisement, maybe just like we pay the $25 a month. Mm-hmm. That's an investment. So you want to put that into that portfolio, that balance sheet.
What about when we pay like the Family Shield 360? That's an investment. Or
sure. Yes.
The
sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an investment. It's an investment into you. Retirement funds. This is your homework. Teachers, because we're teachers. It took me a minute to understand all I know is when Jerome started, he put a significant amount of money in that retirement that I didn't like because I couldn't touch it for nothing. And mine could be touched. It was touchable. And I liked having a diversified amount, because it looked like it was squeezing everything. You go make this thing and I can't do nothing with it, but it's there. And I had to go after it to understand because the statements look so low, it didn't look like he had no money. So if you're a teacher, you got those type of pensions. And I think at the hospital, people are saying they don't understand. You should never have an investment that you don't understand. Okay. Get on the phone with the reps. Call them 40 dozen times if you have to. Make notes and get an understanding about your investments, what you have in it. We recently ran into the fact that you can't pull anything out until you separate from the job. It used to not be like that because I had gotten something out of that 403B. But somewhere we probably got a letter that it changed. We didn't know. I ain't got a bunch of money in there though. But I would love to have had that little $200 something out there because I was taking it out because it ain't making no money. So now you know. Now you know. But you need to know these things. So go and explore. This will help you explore what you have going on and what your rules and regulations are to them. They change by company, by types, and so forth. And I won't know all the answers to that. It's just better. Again, this is about empowerment. I don't want to be your expert. I want you to call the people and become your own expert. Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes the reason we don't ask because we don't know what questions to ask.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think that's the problem with I
Okay.
know with myself.
That's good.
You know.
And you know what you can start off with the rep? I really don't know what to ask you, but I know I'm concerned about my money.
Right.
And they can start talking and they'll start clicking. You know, don't try to be no expert. This your money. I just need to know. So now that you're here and you said that, everybody, if I'm concerned about my money, I want to know what is the interest on it. Right?
Yes.
Interest on it. What's the amount of money? How much can I put in it annually? How does it affect my taxes? Can I withdraw from this money before retirement age? If I withdraw, what is the penalty and the procedure? Those are some good questions to ask. Okay.
What's the rate of return?
Yeah. How much should I make on it? Yeah. What's the rate of return? And can I diversify the funds? Okay, into something else, and then make a decision on what you got. If you want to continue to pour into it or not. What is there a match to this? Like yours is on the job. I think it's important that you understand, is my job matching anything that I'm putting in? Because if they're matching it, yay. Now I was matched 100%, and that was a double yay. Some people match up to $100. That's an okay. Up to $100. Well, if I'm putting $500 a month in there, I want you to match the whole thing, since I'm spoiled like that from Potlatch. But you know, if I can take my money and put it somewhere else and it actually outgrow that 100 you're giving me, then I'm done with that. I'm going somewhere like we were talking about the Health and Science Fund. I think I saw where it ended at 19 point something percent, you know. But there are other funds out there that are making good money, and I've seen them out there. Okay, so that doesn't mean you can't invest still. All right, here's what I like. Look down here at the personal assets. This was so impressive. Principal residence, secondary residence. That's if you have a house that you're buying. It has value to it. Look at your collectibles, art and antiques. You never took a look. I was so glad to hear the experts talk about, go through your home. You might have a picture, some antiques. You never thought that you were that valuable. Laying around, rings, look in your jewelry box. Put a value to things of this nature. That's why they started calling y'all to take that gold up there, right? You start getting money because you got gold laying around. And you realize, and some of them you might can liquidate now to get the $1,000 you need to make your investment. Never thought about that. Y'all do what you gotta do. So this is cool. Furs and jewelry, automobile and home furnishing. You got y'all out there got tractors and lawnmowers and rakes and all that kind of stuff. We need to know it's around us. We've got value.
A rake.
Rake.
A rake.
I just said rake. It probably ain't worth nothing.
Yard
Yard rake. I'm just saying.
Oh,
I'm just saying. She's picking up every word. I just won't say it again. But
I don't have one,
you
but
know,
I'll go buy one.
there are people that came here one time. They came and got some scrap from us. I had no idea. And they picked it up and went and made some money off of it. I had no clue. I'm like, they won't pick up no more. I'm picking that up. I got a board here. I'm going to sell it. Buy me some groceries, something. But we got some valuable things laying around us that we never took a look at. So I think that this balance sheet will do what it needs to do for us in finding it out. Once I did and I saw my value, I see that we're in that millionaire status, because that's what it's about. Some of you are millionaires and don't even know it. Okay, if you need to see the money out of it, you need to go and sell the rake. I'm just saying. Now take a look down here. Now look at your liabilities, because you need to understand the difference between an asset and a liability. What is the difference between an asset and a liability? All right. All right. Because some of us are living on liabilities and we got our chest out. Like, I own so-and-so. You don't own it till you got the title, till you paid it off. So that'll help your mentality. That'll help you go eliminate your debt. Houses, that's right. I got this. I got that. I can go get this. I can go get that. And you're constantly building up liabilities, which is going to be a hindrance to you. Eventually, you want them to be assets, hopefully, or you'll purchase things that will be a greater asset to you, like a bunch of shoes. Although I like them, I can resell them for $1.25 at a rummage sale. So to pull back on the shoes and get something of more value, maybe I go give me some rings. So I'm just saying. Charge account balances, personal loans, student loans, auto loans, 401k, investment loans, and home mortgages. Okay.
What if you rent? Does that count? Put that in there.
That.
What if you're renting to own?
Okay.
Some people are rent to own.
That's fine. If you're renting to own, then you just find out the balance.
Oh, and just plug that in there.
Yeah. But it's a liability to you till it's paid off.
Oh, okay.
Same difference. Okay. Save changes and return. I'm trying. And go to B. I don't know why I guess it's open. Well, guys, what happens is, by to put numbers in here, it'll list out your assets and liabilities, and it'll give you your true net worth. So do we want our liabilities to outweigh our assets? No, we don't. So when you take a look at the sheet, if your liabilities are pulling down your net worth, you need to get to work on them.
So if your liabilities outweigh your assets, it would be in the negative, right?
Absolutely.
Wow.
You would be in trouble.
Trouble.
In trouble. So y'all see the importance of that?
Yes.
So you can get a better picture of where you are.
Yes.
Let's see. Let me see if I can go back home. And then we're gonna do one more, and let's see, BMC home. Well, I guess that's okay. It used to be separate. I don't know how it is. The income sheet.
No, we just did that.
Okay. Since I got y'all on it, and this will be it. Your cash flow success calculator. When you get through with all that you're doing, guys, when I told you to keep your sheets where you can understand them, what you have recovered, you should have business income. And I actually redid ours for the event this past year. And I got it on paper. I didn't put it in here electronically, but mine came up. I was over $605,000 since I've been a part of my econ. But this is your testimony. How much income have you made? What was your tax saving over the period of years? You should be keeping up with that. How much did you save in your taxes? Less your expenses, okay? Remember we talked about the minimizing expenses and so forth. You should have that amount. Eliminating debt. How much debt have you eliminated? And then how has your asset and investments grown over the period of years? That's going to give you your testimony of what your cash flow increase has been. Okay,
Oh, why does it keep jumping?
got it?
Where did you find, what was that under?
Well, this is, if you go under tools and you got cash flow success, you see it, you see balance sheet, then you see cash flow success. Once you leave cash flow success, you'll actually see your financial calculators. Y'all should be using your calculators.
I don't know what's going on with my stuff. I keep getting back to the cash flow strategies. So sensitive.
Go back to BMC Home. If you were out of it, it takes you over to another page, and then you have to actually click on BMC Home instead of just Home.
I'm at BMC Home.
And then go across the top to Tools. The top tab. And
Yeah,
go into
but
Tools.
it keep taking me back to cash flow strategy. I get to, and it take me right on back to cash flow strategy.
Okay. You got it? Did y'all get it? Okay. And then y'all just take a look since we're here. Your financial calculator. You got your contact and activity log. Remember, I'm telling you, you don't have to make up your schedule. You got your software. Once you put it in there, you click, you got it. You can rearrange it anytime you want to. And then go down to your cash flow manager. If you don't have it on your app, log into your back office and your cash flow manager. That's for another whole rainy day. We're not doing that one today. But these are your valuable financial tools, software tools. And it has been in having a conversation with a former my econer who, again, I'm sorry to talk like this, but just arrogant. You can't really tell them anything. And I'm sharing with them that our goal as my econers, what our flagship product is our financial software. Okay, that's our flagship product that teaches us to minimize taxes, right? Eliminate debt, minimize expenses, and asset accumulation. Now, doesn't all these tools do this?
Yes.
Because in order to do this, we're not just giving them to people without training. We're giving you expert training, financial services, and education with that, correct? So do y'all see that picture? And he says, well, no, that's not a product at all. People don't want to pay for that. People don't. Okay, you don't want to pay for this, $29.95 a month. Sure, pay $29,000 a year, then losing in taxes and anything else for your life. So this is what you're paying for. This gives us the opportunity to teach you valuable financial education, and you have the software to pull your strategy together once you hear the information. Does that make sense? This is the heart of my econ all day, every day. Okay? And so everything, and every time we meet, every time we put out information, it takes us right back to these financial tools. If you want to walk out of the door today and make your investments, you should go to your financial calculator. If I invest $6,000 at this type of rate of return, what will I get in so many years? If you know that information, then you can pick up the phone and call T. Rowe Price, Vanguard, or any Fidelity, or any of them, right? And have a conversation because you know what you're looking for. Okay? If you want to go purchase a house or a car, you can go on your financial calculator. Once you got your credit in place, we even have the information on the credit that says, I have that sheet that says, if your credit score is within this much and that much, your interest rate should be this. So you should go to your financial calculator and say, okay, I want a new car or a car, whether it's brand new or used. If I go buy this car, a $30,000 car at 7% interest rate or 14%, whatever your credit look like, and I'm going to pay for it in 5 to 7 years, what is the car note going to be? You know that before you walk on the car lot. You know that. Great example was Chris. When Chris was taking somebody else's advice, but then he finally came over to the woman. Hey, woman power, Icon power. And he came on in. We were able to take his whole plan for his home. This is what I was trying to tell y'all in group me. Laid it out. I said, Chris, look at your calculator. If you want this much house at this much interest is what we're shooting for, this is how much a month you're going to pay. And this is what you add to it. Hazardous insurance, this or that. Now, let's take a look at your debt. Let's calculate and see what your debt to income ratio is as to whether or not you'll qualify for this type of payment on a monthly basis. I said, once we looked at it, I said, this is how much. Go now and get your loan. Chris went down there and he called me back. He's so cute when he was younger. Now he bold and all cocky, you know what I'm saying? I love it. I love seeing him grow. But he went down and he called me back like, Miss Bates, I qualify for da-da-da-da. Yeah, Chris, that's what I told you before you left the house. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, Miss Bates. It works. So you got everything you need on the, really, if you learn your tools, learn to work them effectively, this is why you got your website. Because we put it all in one. Don't that feel better?
Yeah.
So you don't even have to walk out unaware. You're pretty much aware. So that's why you can walk out one parking lot and go down another. Because it'd be like, hey, this ain't right. I'm going to the next one. Because you're trying to hoodwink me. And take a look at every piece of paper, every contract you have. Look at the details. Yes, ma'am.
Know where you get them numbers from.
My numbers? Because I've been in, that was too.
No. I mean, how business income, like how would
that's the money I make.
But I'm just saying, how would I get with my business income? How would I put in my business income?
How much money do you make annually?
Well, how will I know?
You get a check. That's income only. You get a check. You right now, if you ain't made past that $15, your business income is $15 and how many cents? There you go.
So I would go in and I would go in and put the $15 in tax savings.
That's from the taxes that we do. So you have to take a look at your tax return.
Your tax return and put that in there. Less expenses.
Remember when we did the Cashflow Strategist? If you changed anything like your insurance policies or car insurance and you recovered $200 or something back, that's actually $200 a year that you have saved since you changed it. Whatever year it starts up until now, that's how much you've recovered.
Okay, and eliminated debt.
Okay, your total, once you are paying off debt, you know how much it started, right? So if it started off at $30,000 and you've eliminated, you are $30,000 to the good.
And then growth on
assets and investments.
And I would know that with
when you make an investment and you know how much you've made on it. For instance, Miss Marilyn, when we added her investments on the other day we were here, Miss Marilyn, in the time that she started off investing, she has increased over $55,000. Now she'll have to put her exact number in.
She'll have to put the, and then it'll, when you save changes, it'll calculate all that up, and then that's how you'll. Okay.
That's your cash flow increase.
Okay.
Y'all got that?
I freed up 5,000. Okay.
That's
so
right.
that is how you would know. Okay.
That's how you get your numbers for what your testimony and you knowing that the business is working.
That's how everybody know that when they say that's how when they give their testimonies at the meeting, that's how they know how much.
When I've said I increased my business income by such and such and so, and I've increased my cash flow by whatever, or my total cash flow increase from my econ since I've been in my econ in 2006 has been over $605,000. That's how I know.
Okay.
And that's my testimony. And you'll hear me sometimes say it's an accumulation from my business income to my assets.
So that's what they calculate is for.
Right. And sometimes I want to share what I've done with the W-4 changes, because that also goes in your tax savings. In my W-4, I will add, $12,000 a year is what I recovered. My income was just over $100,000, and we actually saved $12,000 a year since then. That's to my good. My thing now is all that cash flow increase. I just had to do something with it, in which I don't play no more. Yeah, I had to start it when I started doing something with it. Make sense?
So,
Okay.
I really didn't understand how to use that. So.
Okay, that's good. And you'll be able to go back and watch the recording.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you guys. That is it. Do y'all have any comments or questions? Anybody that's watching live on GroupMe, if you have any questions before we go off, perhaps we can pull it up and see if anybody has any questions. Has anybody been commenting? No? We probably took so long.
Latoya Yabro said, I'm wealthy and married. Jamerson David said, yes, ma'am, we are wealthy people, and it's time we start walking and talking like it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that is it, you guys. I hope that you have enjoyed the training for today. We do apologize for our technical difficulties to begin with, which put us behind. But as you know, it takes this time to invest into yourself. And I hope that it empowered us on today and help us to be better associates. I'm also hoping that most of you that have learned what you have learned on today, you'll be able to train others the same way. So look for leadership. I just did this one time, but I'm looking for the rest of you to do the same. God bless and have a wonderful rest of the day. See you later.